Everyone wants to talk about AI. You just want it to work. Here's the simple truth. If your network can't move massive workloads quickly, securely, and effortlessly across multiple clouds, none of the AI in the world matters. That's why we built the Lumen network the way we did. A high-capacity backbone, real-time control, and multi-cloud routing without the headache. We're not here to add more noise to the AI conversation. We're here to simplify the complex infrastructure that makes AI work. And that starts with Reach, a network connected to nearly every major U.S. data center, expanding fast and built for AI. Because performance, reliability, and control aren't hype. They're your job. AI is a network story. Start with a network built for what's next. Lumen, the trusted network for AI.
Let's give a warm welcome to Lumen's Chief Executive Officer, Kate Johnson.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for coming today. You know, getting through the snow, the hail, the sleet, the rain to hear our story. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. It's been a while, right, since we've done a deep dive, more than 2.5 years. And so much has changed. We're so excited to share that progress with you. And it really starts with a commitment that I made to our people and to the market that we would rebuild Lumen from the people up. And we've refreshed our people and our culture in such a profound way. First and foremost, we took people who were in the company already and we empowered them to show us the way. And that's been an important part of where we started. We imported industry leadership from telecom and from networking at all levels of the company across all functions. And wherever required, we retrained and upskilled. And we're still committed to doing that, particularly as we build AI skills across the company. We rebooted our culture, and I don't say that lightly. It's actually a very significant part of the reason why we've made so much progress. We were in survival mode. We were playing not to lose, focused on trying to slow the decline, right? Harvesting cash to pay a dividend, and now we're playing to win. We're making intentional bets, and that takes a completely different mindset. When you're playing to win, you have to constantly learn so that you can take feedback from the market to pivot. It takes a certain amount of agility. You have to have courage to speak truth to power, to point to the problems, and you have to have the mindset of we can fix it, we can overcome. And that's how we built the Lumen 8. It's the 8 behaviors that define our culture. And I think the important thing to know about them is these weren't random behaviors that we selected. They're actually 8 behaviors that are associated as common denominators with companies that have driven successful transformation. Big reason why we're here today. Second, we rebooted our strategy fundamentally to become the trusted network for AI. We simplified the product portfolio, really getting rid of adjacencies that didn't make sense. We declared our major. We're going to focus on serving the enterprise in the world of Cloud 2.0 and AI. We've driven a massive expansion of our physical network and continue to do so. And probably most importantly, and a significant focus of our story today, we built a digital platform that's representing a very exciting and fast-growing organic growth platform for the company. The future looks bright. Finally, we established financial freedom 2 ways. Number 1, we inked $13 billion of private connectivity fabric deals with the biggest technology companies in the world. Secondly, we sold our consumer fiber to the home business to AT&T. Huge injection of cash. We very wisely used that cash to absolutely reboot our capital structure. And all of this put together has driven incredible feedback from the financial markets. Our debt is trading at greater than 95% of par for the first time in a couple years, up from a very low number before that. We've received upgrades from all of the agencies we just announced on Monday, so that's pretty encouraging. our equity price. Equity investors have enjoyed a 400% return in the past 2 years alone. The average stock price assigned to us by the community here that we're talking to today has risen from slightly above 1 to slightly above 7, which is also very encouraging. And we've seen a substantial increase in growth-focused investors. We have had a lot of volatility. I think there are 2 parts to that story. The first is we are now a part of the AI trade. And there's a lot of thought, on one day it's positive, the next day it might be negative about what's going on in the AI economy. We're now a part of that story, and we see volatility as a result of it. Secondly, we need to make sure that the world understands our story. It's a very powerful one, and I think it will tend to moderate the volatility over time once that story becomes well known. And finally, our trading multiple up 25 points compared to the backdrop of other competitors in the industry. This is pretty solid performance. So today marks the line. The dark days are over. We've stabilized the company. We've driven a turnaround to both credit and equity investors, and the future is very bright. We're going to focus on how we grow. We're going to give you great insight into exactly that path today, and we're very excited about it. The lineup for today is I think, a very solid one, and what we're talking about, I think it's going to be a lot of new content. I'm going to go deep on the strategy and the business model, and I think that'll shed a lot of light on our path to pivoting the company to growth. Jim Fowler, our new Chief Technology and Product Officer, is going to talk about building the stack to address this complicated market called Cloud 2.0 and the world of AI. Ryan Asdourian, our Chief Marketing Officer, is going to take us through the Lumen difference and what we look like compared to the rest of the market. And Chris Stansberry, our CFO, is going to back cleanup and take us through the financials and our guidance. Then we're going to open it up. The entire Lumen leadership team will be on stage, 45 minutes of Q&A. And then I know you've heard that there's no such thing as a free lunch, but today you're going to get exactly that. Okay? All right. 2.5 years ago, or 2.5 years ago plus, I started my presentation with this slide. And it's changed a little bit and refreshed, but it still provides the North Star for our transformation. Our focus, what we wake up to do every single day, is to ignite business growth by connecting people, data, and applications quickly, securely, and effortlessly. Now, we've been connecting for decades, right? The difference here is the quick, secure, and effortless customer experience is defining in the telecom industry and much needed. We've established 5 core customer solution areas. This is that simplification I talked about, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't make any sense and really focusing on our assets and the value that we can deliver to customers. And that has proven actually very fruitful in terms of our focus, both slowing decline as well as accelerating growth. A couple years ago, I really focused on profitable revenue growth, and that is what we're going to do. We've already talked about driving growth in revenue in our business segment by 2028, still a primary goal, but we've added some things. We want to deliver the best experiences for employees, customers, and partners. That requires digital. That requires a fundamental reset of our IT backbone from quote to cash, which is underway. But this is new. I think this is new for telecom. It's new for Lumen, and it's probably the most important thing on this page. We want to build products and services that customers love. We want to innovate to deliver true value to them. And I think the growth of our NAS business, which we just announced on Tuesday, 2,000 customers, or a doubling since the last time we quoted that, a number for you. I think it's proof that we're onto something very special here. The whole thing sits on top of that culture. These are the 8 behaviors: team, trust, transparency, growth mindset, courage, etc. These things, again, not random, but they're based on a very important thesis that our path to greatness lies by giving agency to the people who do the work at our company. And it's an incredibly virtuous cycle. The more we empower, the more they deliver, as you can see in our results so far. Okay, who are we going to be in 3 to 5 years? This is an incredibly important line we're drawing in the sand. This is where we're headed. We want to be a digital network services company that delivers ubiquitous and universal connectivity to enterprises, right? You know, we're all about high bandwidth, low latency, secure, resilient. These are words we've used for a long time, but intelligent fiber solutions as well. And we want to deliver them digitally and on demand to our customers to give them the control for a change. This is something that they've seen in the cloud space with compute and storage, and we want to give it to them from a networking perspective. A couple of words that are new here and are essential to our build out that Jim's going to take you through in a few minutes. This notion of ubiquitous, we want to be available everywhere that our customers are, which is everywhere. And we want them to have optionality to send their data from anywhere to anywhere. That's why we universally cover every connection combination, whether it's on-prem, at the edge, in any data center, or any cloud. Because on-net or off-net, we want our customers to move data from anywhere to anywhere, anytime. Intelligent, we talk about being the trusted network for AI. This is incredibly important, this word, because we want our products and services to be infused with AI as well. So it's not just about helping other companies use it. We're on the hook to become masters of leveraging AI to reimagine what the networking business is, and that's well underway. And finally, on demand. This is a new business model. On demand, we know about this model from cloud. Bringing it to telecom is completely new. We're driving consumption patterns in our NAS business that I'll talk about shortly. It's an incredibly important shift, and again, it's about putting control in the customer's hands. You only pay for what you use. That's value. And this value is coming at just the right time, because CIOs, they've got a real problem. As always, they're on the hook to drive insight at the speed of thought. But today, it's in the sea of complexity with Cloud 2.0 and AI. Cloud 1.0 was about the simple on-prem to cloud connection, static, point-to-point, analog. Cloud 2.0 is about intelligent, application-centric, serverless environments. And with explosive growth in data centers and clouds, it just makes moving your data more and more complex, and the problem is becoming more and more intense with AI. So I want to unpack the AI economy a little bit and how we see it and the role that we play in it. And it really starts, with the supply side, right? $2 trillion being spent on data center expansion over the next decade. Why? Because data centers are becoming AI factories. They're where intelligence is being created. These are where the new knowledge worker, the AI agent, live. What do they need? They need chips, the fastest depreciating asset on planet Earth. That's why we think about TCO. It's because we're trying to add that value for our customers to help them with a very real and complex problem. And there's obviously the great search for affordable, clean energy. And third, and we think most critical, is you need networking, because otherwise those data centers are just bricks. And the biggest proof point that Lumen is critical infrastructure in the construction of the supply side of the AI economy is the $13 billion of private connectivity fabric deals that we've done. As big tech is building out the infrastructure to provide AI services to enterprises, they've tapped Lumen as the trusted network for AI. But there's a demand side, and the demand side actually is going to be the focus of today. It's where most of our growth lies. It's where the exciting part of our valuation will come into play. And there's a massive shift that's happening. Today, enterprises spend about 36% of their network spend connecting premise to cloud or premise to premise, right? And about 64% on what we call cloud core. That's the interconnection between all those net new data centers and clouds, multi-cloud, over to prem, all of that interconnection. And with AI corridors emerging, it becomes more and more important. Over the next 3 years, we see that shifting pretty dramatically to 84% of their spend being there. Why? Yes, they have to connect those data centers, but probably more importantly, they also need services to help them move their data in an agile way between them. And that's the essence of our strategy, because they need 5 things in order to do that quickly, securely, and effortlessly. It starts with massive amounts of bandwidth, extreme bandwidth and low latency. They need that data center interconnect to happen, which we're a fundamental part of that story. They need to take advantage of those AI corridors that are emerging. We have line of sight into that and are expanding into those corridors. And they need on-ramps into cloud, on-ramps into the AI corridors. Basically, we're investing, as Jim is going to say, in all of the right places. And all of that depends on one very, very important concept. We are making our physical network programmable and API-driven. It enables the whole strategy. It's an essential part of the story. We're going to tell you exactly what that means today. These are the things that we're investing in, and we've got a laser-focused strategy that is enduring and delivering results. 3 pieces. We will continue to be the undisputed leader as the backbone for AI. That's our commitment to constantly invest in our physical network, to drive massive expansion for greater coverage in chase of that ubiquity concept I talked about, but also investing in state-of-the-art fiber and equipment to make sure that it's a no-brainer to choose us as your backbone. Second, on the digital side, making everything programmable, it's all about that customer experience. It's all about recognizing we have to make it easy for enterprises to move their data from anywhere to anywhere, anytime, in real time. The connected ecosystem, we're going to bring this to life today and show you why it's so important. Huge part of our growth strategy to bring third-party services to our customers via a very elegant implementation. And we'll bring that to life with real stories and how our customers are doing it today. The whole thing sits on a commitment to constantly address our technology debt, simplify our IT backbone from quote to cash, make sure we have state-of-the-art implementation of all core systems, ERP, CRM, ServiceNow, et cetera, all sitting on that culture that we continue to invest in because it helps us go fast.